He scrambles around and then finds Josh in the end zone for a touchdown. The cameras on TV caught you kind of just like smiling to yourself as you look down. Do you remember what was going through your head in that moment? To kind of what was that like for you?
I'm gonna start with this real quick. I just know this. We just beat a really good Oregon State team, and it wasn't pretty. It was tough. It was gutsy. It was gritty. And this is a player's game. Period. And our guys went out there and executed and made just enough, one more play than they did to win the game. And I thought that's what you saw out there. I thought Cam was phenomenal. I thought offensively we kept the gas down the whole game, and I think Cam deserves to be mentioned with the best quarterbacks in the country, period. I think he continues to show that, and I think nationally we undervalue him and what he's doing. And defensively, it was just enough. It's never pretty. And these are one of those games that can really springboard your program to new places. Our team really believes in what we have here, and I'm just really proud of our guys. At that moment, I was nervous about the clock, and Cam was freestyling, and he's doing what he does, and then he throws us something in the end zone, and sometimes you just got to smile, and that's all that was.
Have you thought very much about kind of what this win means just for the kind of program overall?
I just think belief is real, and it's really important. And I think we had an opportunity to do this last year in Game 4, and we didn't quite get there. To find a way to win this game against a team, I'm telling you, is a top 15 team in this country, and how physical they are, it just takes us to a new level. It just really does. And I think I'm really proud of that locker room. I'm proud of what they've given to each other and winning a gutsy game here at home.
You lose Link very early, and Josh Kelly and Kyle Williams decide to turn in maybe the best games of their lives. I mean, Kell's not only with the yards, but you look at some of the plays he made, the catches, the breaking tackles. I mean, just those two guys, what can you say about them?
Well, it's just one of those things, Jamie, where you keep telling them, stay the course, stay the course, stay the course. You know, we knew in their bracket 4 coverage they were going to neutralize the inside guys, and then Lincoln goes down. We knew we could get some one-on-one matchups on the outside, and we felt really good about that if we could get to the space, all right? The people that come to mind to me, though, is the offensive line. They kept Cam clean, except for a couple things. Night and day difference from a year ago playing against this team. And then those guys, I mean, Josh, 3 SportsCenter top 10 catches. Just incredible what they went out there and did. And the rack that they had after the catch was phenomenal, and I think really flipped the game and field position and momentum for 60 minutes.
Do you have any sort of update on Link?
I don't yet, but I know fractures were, X-rays were not. It wasn't broken, so probably just a high ankle.
And then you obviously lose his production as a receiver, but his leadership is so key. Who did you maybe see kind of step up into that vocal role? Was it Cam? Was it one of the receivers who kind of took over that MO or that role?
Well, I think first of all we talked about this type of adversity, so this isn't anything new. Our guys knew, hey, when someone goes down, next man up, we can't skip a beat. Isaiah Hamilton was thrown in there. Carlos Hernandez, I keep saying it, every challenge that we give that kid, he answers the bell. But it comes from Cam. Cam is calm in all moments, in all situations. So he wasn't panicking. No one else around him is going to panic. So Coach Arbuckle, I think, did a beautiful job with their game plan, and credit to our offensive staff for really going out there. And I think besides the takeaways, playing great football.
Yeah, Coach, just seems like this team's making timely plays and playing as a team. Can you talk a little bit about this team's culture and how they're put together and what makes you proud about them and putting together those plays?
I know this, you don't just see it on Saturday night. I get a chance to see it daily, and it started all the way back in January and started in the weight room. It started in going to the Snake River together this summer, having everybody over to our house for a barbecue. I mean, there's a real trust and love on this team. And there's 70% of our team that's new, with new coaches. So we've worked our tail off to get our team to this point. I'm just so proud of them because we keep stacking up 1-0s. You know what that means in a really tough league. And to beat a team like this, we needed every person that was in that stands and those noises and that support. We needed everything tonight.
Coach, we've talked so much each week about finishing and the job the team's done finishing. And I asked you Monday kind of about the similarities of this game to last week in week 4. And this week you're able to get over the hump. It gets tight late, but you do finish. Just what that means and how that just kind of shows how different this team is for the whole season going forward.
Yeah, winning ugly is going to be the prettiest thing ever in the Pac-12, and no one's going to complain about it. And that's the biggest thing for us tonight. There'll be a lot of learns from this tape, and that's the best part. When you win, you learn to the maximum, and that's the best way to do it. And just proud of our guys and the way they fought through it. Like I said, this is 1-0 in conference. That's what this game meant. It wasn't any bigger than that. There wasn't any bigger noise than that. It was trying to be 1-0 in conference against a team that I have a lot of respect for.
And I just wanted to ask about, opposite of Shaw, just Cam Lampkin tonight. It felt like, especially late when they were starting to really air it out, they just kept attacking him. And, there was the one penalty, but he made play after play. Just what you saw from him and the growth that he's shown.
Well, first off, I wouldn't throw at Shaw either, right? So we know what they're going to do. Lamp has responded. And Lamp is one of those stories that, he came here as a starter from Utah State, didn't get what he wanted last year, and had to stay the course over and over and over. And when you do that, you eventually see the results of your work. And I'm really proud of that kid. Wisconsin did the same thing late in the game. So he's responded, and corner, you have to have a short memory, and he just kept fighting.
You mentioned there's not like a bigger meaning to it, but you said Oregon State top 15, Cam's underappreciated nationally. Given the atmosphere and the performance, what does this performance say about your team from a national perspective?
I think once you get maybe 2 signature wins, people really start to, look at you maybe in a little bit different light. But what are we going to do from here? If we don't go out and each week and keep stacking up wins, next game's a really good UCLA team. And then we just keep going through the gauntlet. I said this summer, I felt confident that we put together a really good team. And no one was talking about it, and we can do it in our own way. Our team is greater than the sum of its parts. I saw a tweet again today. We got 0 5 stars, 0 4 stars. We got 0. Right, but we're greater than the sum of our parts because of our connection and how we play and the buy-in that they have to their job. And I think it speaks volumes for 18 to 23-year-old young men to buy into that. It's not easy. And, I just told RJ and BJ to come back for year 6. This is why they came back. Okay, this is much on them and it is on us and what we're trying to create because of those guys and their leadership. So we're building something special. I think nationally there's a lot of noise out there. I mean, I caught something this morning, and I was just watching Game Day, and Corso comes on and he says, the no one watches bowl. And I don't really understand that. What's the merit once again? Because the facts say people watch the Cougs, and the people watch the Cougs more than every team that's left over in the Big 12. Okay, so Coach Corso, he's at the point now where they give him the sheet and he reads off of it and they try to make a joke, but it didn't even make sense. Okay, it's well documented what ESPN has done to try to, get our league into where it's at. And I would love to have a conversation with Coach Corso about the value that he sees in breaking up the premier West Coast Conference. Okay, and I'd also love to have a conversation with Coach Corso about how he thinks student athletes and mental health and flying them all over the country is a positive thing. I'm open to those conversations because I'm fact-based on everything that we do, right? So just went off there on something different. But I just know this, I'll say it again, we belong, right? We belong.
Coach, you wear your emotions on your sleeve. You got up there on the stand and led the team in the fight saw in the whole stadium there. You just talk about how the team feeds off that and just that moment getting up there and doing that.
These guys have seen me in all kinds of emotions, right? From yelling and screaming and being happy to crying right in front of them, and I'm not afraid to be my authentic self. I hope our guys appreciate that, know that, and that doesn't mean it's always perfect. I'm just passionate about this place. I really am. I've said this before, they've given me an opportunity when they didn't have to that I really value, that me and my family really value, and it means something to me. And everything's changing, and I understand that. But I get an opportunity just to live in these moments because I don't know as a young coach if I ever enjoyed it enough, and I'm still a young coach. Okay, but at the end of the day, you got to enjoy these moments because you work so dang hard for them. I'm just so proud of our players. It's a players' game. They went out there and did it, and credit to our coaching staff.
Coach, you mentioned your players there. This offseason, you lose DeJon Stribling, you lose Donovan Ollie.
I'm not worried about people we lost. I don't know where this question is going, but that's not even in my mindset, those people you mentioned.
Well, you bring in Josh and Kyle and some of these other guys, and for them to show out today, did you always feel like they had this in them when you decided to bring them to Washington State?
Yeah, like I said, we're well documented on saying that we were more athletic at wide receiver than we have been in the past. And it's just really exciting to see those guys go out there and make the plays and how hard they've worked because you can't strain for every yard on offense. Those guys got to go out there and and kind of, make a 5-yard play, make somebody miss, and make something big happen, right? So that's what Kyle and Josh has done. And like I said, they stayed the course because it's not always easy. But we knew, hey, Link was going to have his moment, then Carlos, then Josh, then Kyle. We ran the ball better with more efficiency tonight, and I think it helped those things too.
Jake, you talked about being a young coach and not enjoying it enough. We got a bye week. Can you enjoy this victory just a little bit more or not?
I told Jeff, I was talking to Coach Schmedding coming in here. I said, I'm not watching this film until Thursday. I really am. When I'm on a plane recruiting, I'm just going to enjoy it, celebrate it, live in the moment. We're going to get the learns off this tape, and we need to be a better team next week than we were this week.
So the answer is yes, then.
Oh, we're going to enjoy this one. We're going to enjoy this one a lot. Thanks, Coach. Thank you, guys. Go Cougs.